Ja Morant.
Ja.
Since our last interview, well, first he had the altercation with a 17-year-old, which he allegedly pulled a gun on, but he claims the kid went and threatened him with a gun first. He managed to walk away from that. Only a few weeks later to be at a nightclub, intoxicated, and pulled out his own gun on social media.
Well, not in the club. He was
in the club. No, I saw the video.
He was doing it live in his house, in his room, and he showed the gun.
Oh, that was in his room?
Yeah, in his bedroom. He was listening to music, and he showed the gun. He shouldn't have done that. Then he's in a strip joint with less than 0.2% of the money he makes. And he helped some girl through college. And see, that's why I tell Chuck I should be a spin doctor instead.
Right. He supports single mothers. Got it.
He's
supporting a single mother. Right.
He went to a single mother foundation at this club, and
a single mother foundation dance.
And he is helping her through college. And I would sue. This is another thing. I would sue the strip joint, because there's no way you should show me in the champagne room, ever. There should never be a video or a picture of me in your club if you don't show everybody else's picture.
Okay, listen. I looked it up again because I thought I'd read it differently than what you just said, but it said right now, this is a New York Post article, the NBA announced Wednesday the Grizzlies star suspended 8 games for holding a firearm in an intoxicated state while visiting a Denver area nightclub. He was in the club when he pulled the gun out. It wasn't in his room. If it was in his room, he could have
said it was fake.
Hey, listen, I have a gun, in my home. Here's my gun. Yes, it's somewhat frowned upon, but pulling out a gun in public is what really got him.
And this is the deal.
Yeah. And then if he was at home, I don't think it would have been that big of a deal.
And that if it was his gun, that means he brought his gun into the state of Denver, in the state of Colorado.
Yes.
That was another thing. This is also, and I want to tell, because Vlad, whether you know or not, 85, 90% of the NBA watches your show. And I want to say this to NBA players, young NBA players. Once you become an NBA player, you're no longer a part of the regular civilians. It's almost like being in the army. There's less NBA players in the world, right? Then there's 432, something like that. Don't hold me to the number. You have to realize when they say, man, you change. You have to change. You made it into this part of life. You're no longer doing what the civilians. So when guys get on get on social media, I know a girl and this guy DM'd her. The first thing she did is screenshot it because it was in vanish mode. And I said, maybe that he thinking that's the only way to date now. He's never going to meet you face to face, but he's looking at you through your Instagram and you're somebody he might want to continue to see. So he shoots his shot. Well, the girl doesn't see it that way. She doesn't see it as a nice guy shooting a shot. You're an NBA star. You got this. I got something right here. Mm-hmm. I got to tell them all, you're not a regular folk anymore.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to tell them how good you are, how you go to church, how you did this with your mama. You are a lotto ticket, whether you like it or not. Like when I met my wife, I knew I was a lotto ticket. Right? She grew up in the middle of Detroit, but she's from a family that has a business that they're running. She just graduated college. She's 21, about to be 22 years old. Hell yeah, she's going to be excited that she met this guy who's famous, that has this and has it. Of course, I want my daughter to go for the guy with the most.
Right. Remember Lavar Ball? He had that one interview.
Yeah, he was correct.
He said, I told all 3 of my sons that by the time you get to the NBA, the only women you're going to meet is hoes. Don't think you're going to meet someone like your mama. You're not going to find that after you join the league.
Because you put yourself in a position of, what is the word they use now? High-valued man.
Shout out to Kevin Samuels.
Shout out to R.I.P.
R.I.P. I interviewed him before he passed. Yeah.
But to put yourself, however you want to take what he says, you put yourself in a different situation. One of my friends still texts me from Detroit. I dated her for a little while, and she goes, "Man, I messed up with you. My dad said the biggest mistake you made in your life was letting go." And I laughed. I was thinking, I wasn't thinking marriage and a partner when these other people who were trying to date me or I was given the time of day to were thinking that. And you have to take it into account too. I don't know if women are doing the same way. Back when I was coming up, you find you a good man to marry. So you're not running into that. So when they said you only mean hoes, he's never, so I told you what I thought about Lavar from the beginning. He's never wrong.
Right.
He's never wrong. His delivery people may not like it, but he's not wrong. This is when I knew.